showtime.
Fire and water, earth and the sky. Mysteries surround us, legends never die. We're here for the moment, lost in time. I can hear them call, they're locked within the crystal ball.
Hello everybody, my name is the D-Rock 100 and welcome back to more of Pokemon Sword and Shield. So, I'm laughing a little bit because I actually rediscovered something very stupid. You may notice that my lead Pokemon is not out here right now. And you wanna know why? Because I just rediscovered something completely stupid. So I decided to come back in here and I went and talked to this little girl. Do you like taking your Pokemon in for a stroll? No. Alright, inside the ball it is then. Try to keep your Pokemon in this ball as you walk around. I actually found out about this pretty recently. Because, well, if I'm going to be honest, I never really liked the idea of having our Pokemon just walk with us. And I didn't mind it that much back then, but now I actually kind of do mind. Because they're kind of annoying. Well, anyway, last time we finished up with the last trials. We got ourselves oh god, what was our Pokemon's name? Kubfu, that's it, Kubfu. We took it around in the entirety of the island, and we did a little bit of some exploring on our own, seeing what all we can find around here, and maybe find some more along and dig along the way. Whoopar! This time, we now have the choice of going to one of two towers. The Tower of Darkness or the Tower of Water. Before I do so, I would like to kind of show you for where each of the towers are. I did a little bit of some exploring around while doing some leveling up. Because I'll tell you one thing, we really needed it. And I came from a different region, and I've been looking for a Galarian Pokemon. If you have a Galarian Weezing from here. I want to see something real quick. Yeah, you're not having my Hydrogen. I'm sorry. My Hydrogen is off limits to you, Toots. So anyway, coming up here. We got a Lycanroc right there. It looks like a Lycanroc. I never really explored up here, did I? Ooh, Muscle Band. Boosting the power of physical moves. Thank you. Sounds like a Skarmory nearby. I think a lot of Diglets around. We also did a little bit of some Diglett hunting as well. And so we come up here. We have one of the towers. This is the Tower of Darkness. You got TR95 Throat Chop, a very nice physically offensive dark type move that prevents the Pokemon from emitting sounds for a while. Pair of dark glasses, they're black glasses, how it was originally. Boosting the power of dark type moves, always nice to have. And that is creepy. But I'm not going to go to this one. Instead, I'm going to be heading off for the Tower of Water. The reason why I'm choosing the Tower of Water is because I never really gone to that one in past playthroughs, and because if you guys know me, I'm a big dark type lover. Well, I do love water types to death. That one kind of holds a special place in my heart. An Alarm Stunfisk? Sure. Oh my god, it's the original theme. And now you made it weird. But it's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna use this Stun Fist. You can use it whatever the heck you wanted over with that thing. So basically, we get a Stun Fist come from that trade. Its original kind. Only this one is pretty bad. Got a Gigalith right there next to an Azuro. Let's see. How much really needs to be shown around here? Come over this way. There is a purpose for me kind of showing off a little bit more of that. In case you ever want to go to the Tower of Darkness for this next task. But in my case scenario, I'm actually going to be heading for the Tower of Water. Because I've never really been that way before. And you may want to consider doing that. Oh, right! I never properly showed you this. My team have leveled up. And I mean, it leveled up. Now, what's really changed it with our guys? Our buddy Blue Flare didn't change much. Hydrogen didn't change much. Heart didn't change much. Freezing learned Icicle Crash. A phenomenal move. Wakaran hasn't changed much. Entered and learned Lunge off screen. A much better move than I originally anticipated from before. But you got a little Zora right there. Okay, I know it's pronounced Zorura. I've been calling it Zorura for a long time. You see, that's the thing. There are some Pokemon that at first glance, we thought that's sort of what their names were. And I know I'm not alone when I say this. But a star piece right there, that kind of makes me want to break the subject, but... Like, one of the Pokemon that I've been calling differently for years is Conkeldurr. I've always called it Conkeldurr. Because I thought it sounded like that, and it's just like conkling those cinder blocks that it's carrying all the time. You think that would have tipped them off? Actually, they're going to be saying that some of these other Pokemon that have been coming up in Scarlet and Violet are going to be way differently than we anticipated. And got a Starmie right there. I like some of these Pokemon that have been coming back. Well, welcome to the Tower of Water. Did I? Yeah, we got everything over here. Alright. Let's do it. We are now entering the Tower of Water. Hello, Derek. Master has already sent word. This is the Tower of Waters. It's a special training ground that only Kubfu can use. If you want to climb that tower, please make sure that Kubfu is the only Pokemon you're... Okay, fine. I actually kind of forgot it does this. In order to probably progress with this, and my buddy's now to level 80. We have no choice. Kubfu is the only Pokemon that has to be in your party for this very challenge. I don't know why they do this. I don't want to know why they do this. But it must be in their nature or culture. Other than that, they're giving us a big middle finger for us on that one. But you know what? Fine. If you raise Kubfu to at least level 70, its training will go smoothly. Once you enter the tower, you won't be able to leave until you best 5 opponents or defeated yourself. What's more, the tower you didn't choose will be closed to you forever. Now, do you wish to forsake the path of darkness and follow the path of water? Yes. Remember, there will be no turning back once you have made your choice. Be sure you want to climb the Tower of Waters. I'm sure. I can tell you your heart is set. The best of luck to you. Don't worry, I will be covering a little bit more of the Tower of Darkness and when I do so. But now I'm thinking about it. So yeah, little Kubfus are ready to grow up a little bit. With close combat, Iron Head, Dynamic Punch, and Aerial Ace. I'm gonna die. Rain falls to become a river, and the river will eventually flow into the ocean. Such is a great cycle of water. It will swallow you whole. So basically, we now have kind of like a unique version of the Elite Four. The only real difference is it's a one-on-one fight. I'm gonna take my chances and go for a Dynamic Punch. Boom! Yeah, that'll give you a headache. I've been swallowing you whole by your great strength. Impressive. You can now proceed to the second floor. In a round cup, water becomes round. In a square teapot, it becomes square. Water is adaptable, changing form to match the opponent. Prepare to drown in its power. Not in this or any lifetime. Alright. You know what? Yeah, I feel kind of lucky. Or not. Ha-ha! Oh, come on! Maybe... Oh, boy. Alright, fine. There we go. Impressive. You can now proceed to the third floor. Before I do so... I have no idea why I've been kind of neglecting this after a little while. Oh, that's actually less than I thought it would be. I got plenty of Lepa berries. I might as well. There we go. Okay, we should be good. Nope. There we go. Raindrops may be small and weak on their own, but a torrent of rain can grind rocks to dust. Do you have the willpower to withstand the relentless torrent of my raindrops? Do you? Cause I'ma warn you, I ain't no laughing matter. You may have a Meryl, but I got something even better. A head made of iron! Yeah! Alright, we're now onto the fourth floor. Water will freeze and harden when cold or evaporates and fly through the sky when hot. Water changes its form and even its name on the whim. Can you contain it? Poliwhirl, eh? Okay. Maybe I'll go for an aerial ace, kind of start things off a bit. Mud shot. You go for another dynamic punch. Hang in there, little guy. Your strength does not yield. Press it. You can proceed to the top floor. He is waiting for you there. Yep. Elite Four. And I think you probably may have an idea about who the champion here is. Let's give you some refreshing milk. Because I'm not going to be the one to drink it. There you are! I figured you'd choose the Tower of Waters, so I decided to wait for you here. Derek, Kubfu, you both done well to get this far. Your final opponent is little old me. It's been a while since the last time I battled like this, but I think you can handle it. A stream too clear is avoided by fish Pokemon. We all need some darkness in ourselves. Let me be the one to teach you the final lesson of the essence of water. Plot twist! This guy's no pushover! He is pretty much unleashing everything upon us. But don't worry, there's one more fight we'll be seeing him later on. His one and only Pokemon is his own Kubfu, level 70, pure fighting type, inner focus for the building, holding the focus sash. I'll need to get serious or I am here to take you on. Here really is break, and focus energy. Hold your senses now, let this battle sharpen you. Show me how you can grow. I'll do more than just that. Yeah! Watch closely, Derek. This is what Kubfu's fists are truly capable of. I knew you'd do that. Now for phase 2 of my plan. And that was just my fists and feet. You young folks grow so fast, it never ceases to amaze me. What a team. Impressive! Most impressive! I knew you were worthy of my trust, Eric. You've done well, very well indeed, in raising Kubfu to this level of strength. Leon was once my best student a long time ago. He too attempted this trial, but he never made it to the either tower. He got lost along the way. Now it's finally time for Kubfu to evolve. Go show Kubfu the Scroll of Water. Kubfu is ready now. Do you want to show Kubfu the Scroll of Waters and have it evolve? we have a brand new Pokemon. And this particular Pokemon, Urshifu, can be one of two types. And he can also maintain, there's either his single strike form or rapid strike form. Or style, excuse me. It is going to learn a signature move. Dynamic Punch, you serve your purpose, but get out of here. Behold, before you stand, Urshifu! Or excuse me, Urshifu. Sure to be unyielding armor that will shatter any blade turned against it. And it has mastered the style of water. Ha! You've certainly grown, haven't you? And to think, not too long ago, you would have run in and hid behind me the moment you got scared. Indeed, no matter how old I get, witnessing someone grow always brings joy to my heart. Derek, Urshifu, thank you both from the bottom of my heart. Oh, I almost forgot. I give this to anyone who faced me when I was taking the battle seriously. Now then, let's get back to the dojo. Such talent and strength. Perhaps the time has come. So, we now have a brand new Pokemon. Let's go over this one real quick. Urshifu becomes either a fighting dark type or a fighting water type depending on what towers you went through. If you went to the Tower of Darkness, it would become a fighting dark type. If you haven't chosen the Tower of Waters like I did, it would be a fighting water type. This thing doesn't really need to be said much. I consider this to be a very nice physical sweeper, and damn is this thing good. It is more than just in the towers that you go through that what makes it even better, but no matter for what you do, you are guaranteed one signature move that you go for, and it's up to you for which one it would be depending on what tower you choose. If you went to the Tower of Waters, it will know the signature move, Surging Strike. This is a 25 power, 100 accuracy, physical water type move that always results in a critical hit, and it hits 3 times. This thing is no pushover. This is one of the perfect counter for those that have sturdy, or even those with the focus sash or anything on that matter. Simple as that. This is a very good example of a Pokemon that's very countering those types of abilities and items, while also getting the same type of attack bonus and critical hits no matter what. If it's a fighting dark type with a single strike appearance, it will have Wicked Blow, a 75 power, 100 accuracy physical dark type move that will always result in a critical hit. I personally see that it's Rapid Strike appearance is probably the best choice to go for. So basically, your options are a very nice typing with a very powerful signature move that only hits once, or one that's not very common to see, but one that's perfect against certain abilities and items. Basically, any one of them is great. But what makes it even better is the fact that it has a signature ability known as Unseen Fist. If the Pokemon uses a move that makes direct contact, it can attack the target even if the target protects itself. So basically, it can bypass Protect, it can bypass Detect. Pretty much, I guess I said Detect, so Protect, but you get what I mean. This Pokemon is just no nonsense. If you want this Pokemon on your team, you got it. I consider this to be one of the greatest Pokemon for the post-game team for anyone to choose from. That being said, it does come with a few drawbacks. It has lackluster special stats. It pretty much guarantees a fairy weakness no matter for what tower you choose. And there are going to be some Pokemon that will have the perfect counter against some of those other lackluster stats and that you see everywhere else. The stats are the exact same, it's just in that the appearances and the typing that they are different. I would probably say the Fighting Dark type is going to be probably the hardest one to go for because they'll have more weaknesses, whereas for the Water Fighting type, will have less, but it is going to be a little bit more challenging to maintain. No one will blame you for what you want to go for. It is great, and I love it. Urshifu can only be obtained with Kubfu in the DLC. Alright. But unfortunately, even though that I love Urshifu to death, he must return. I will confess, I wanted to use this on Pokemon for a post-game team. I really did. The problem that I have with it is that it just never really stood out so well for how it worked for me in the post-game. Don't get me wrong, it's a great Pokemon to go for. It's just learning how to work around this sort of thing. And if you guys don't have the DLC, it might not be really worth your time for doing so, but that doesn't mean that it's useless. And why can I not get that? Oh well, let's just head inside. Hello? Oh! Hey, welcome back, Derek! Looks like you've been hard at work and keeping up your training here at the dojo, eh? What are you doing here? Surprise! And nicely done, Derek! That's just the reaction I was hoping for! I'm here on the Isle of Armor to research more Pokemon and the Dynamax phenomenon. So, I hear that you two are friends. How delightful. What begins here was just asking my permission to camp out on the Isle of Armor. But where's the fun of mucking about in the mud? I was telling him he should stay here at the dojo. I mean, it'd be loads easier than camping out for a long while. But wouldn't I be in the way? Everybody's welcome to where they're welcome at the Master Dojo. Don't be shy, my boy. Besides, we're practically family already. You're the little brother of Leon, after all. Yeah, it's true. Lee did train here when we were both kids. Alright then, Master Mustard. You twisted my arm. I hope you don't regret it, because I'm staying. Whew! The more the merrier. I'm pleased as much as a gold plate. And a punch bowl. Which reminds me, Derek. I've got something I've been meaning to tell you about Kubfu, or its evolution, Urshifu. The truth is the lovable rascal is capable of Gigantamaxing too. But it's a bit tricky, because it really can't stand the taste of Max mushrooms. So Max Soup is off the menu, unless you can make it more appealing to it. There's a certain something you can find here on the Isle of Armor. Though that'll make it even Urshifu gobble up a bowl of Max Soup. And the certain something is? The certain something is? That certain something. It's actually... The suspense is killing me! Actually, I've forgotten what it is. Oopsie daisy. Are you kidding me? No! You're even more fun to tease than your brother ever was. The certain I'm thinking of is sure to make Maxu more palatable to Urshifu. And it has something to do with another Pokemon. Now, I think I'll let you two figure out what it is. Give it a good think together. You're on your own, kiddos. The world is your cloister, so get crackling. Is this how your training usually goes? I really got no Rapidash in this rice, but even I'm pretty curious about that certain something. I think I read something about Urshifu in a book once too. It's the Wushu Pokemon, right? The book said it lives in the mountains in some far-off region. It's pretty amazing, huh? Nah, it's nothing. I was just hopping to be researching for a Pokemon lately, so I just realized I'm kind of giving him more of a Scottish accent. Oh boy. But yeah, I think I read that Urshifu's are absolutely mad for some kind of sticky honey. Derek! Honey's made from the nectar of Pokemon and plants, right? So maybe we need nectar made by some Pokemon that looks like flowers and plants. And if we're looking for those kinds of Pokemon, then I reckon we might be lost in the forest. I'll be able to look for Dynamax and along the way, so count me in for some exploration. But there's a forest path that's a big marshland, right? But I can still beat you there. Hop just can't stand still, Kenny. Oh, that's right. We got a new lead card. Mustard. I'd say he's intimidating. Mustard is the former fighting-type gym leader and is regarded as one of the strongest champions in Galar's history, reigning undefeated for 18 years. His intensive drive for strength meant he insisted on discipline, both in himself and in others. His character changed drastically, however, after his post-retirement globe-trotting. His sudden purchase of a deserted island added to the surprise to those around him. When asked him for this reasoning, he answered with a smile. There's a lot of ways to be strong in the world. I want to see them all. The name Isle of Armor was also his idea. So now we know where Leon got his training from, and how he became champion in the first place. Although, he never fully finished his trials, but still something worth taking note on. So that being said, there might be a little bit of some contradictions. Pretty big ones. Now, if I remember correctly, one of the ways we're supposed to go... who are you? An Abra. Okay. I believe we want to come this way. But if I remember correctly, Hop should be here somewhere. Oh, you know what? I know what I did wrong. I went in a loop. I think we're supposed to come out here the other way. Ooh, yellow apricot. Ooh, nice hand break. Okay, yep, I was right. I said I went around him. Alright, what do you got? Something good? Yeah! Sharpedo! That'll definitely be worth it considering. Sorry I went around you. Finally, Derek, I've been waiting forever for you. I snuck up from behind! I thought Glimbo Tango was a real mice, but this place is on an entirely different level. It's so hot and humid that I'm sweating a pond over here. Soy and I split up in places to survey, and she opted for the cold and snow and all. Too bad we can't somehow divide this heat up between us two. We both feel a bit better. Anyway, I was checking out this forest of focus someplace while I was waiting for you to show up. I saw signs of Lillican and Apple in here live here. Maybe we can gather a bit of sweet nectar that Urshifu should love from those flowers and fruits. Oh. Hello? A Petalil! Look, it's a Petalil. Petal evolves into Lilligan, which is just the Pokemon we're looking for. Hey, doesn't Petal seem to be acting a bit strange? It looks a bit lost. Yeah, now that you mention it, it's so pretty little. Maybe it got separated from its parents. tonight! Oh, that's even cuter! You must be the Lawson if you think I'm your mum. And now I'm stuck. Okay. You've got to help us out here, Derek. Go find us one of Peddler's parents or something, would you? Look for some word-looking Lilligant. I'll wait here with this little one. I'm afraid I'll step on it if I start walking around. That is adorable. We got a pincer right there. There's another pincer. Ooh, nice item. Hyper Potion! Like I say, good Pokemon item. Now, I believe the one in question... Don't tell me it's on the other side. Oh, wait! Wait! Hello? It's a Larvesta! And who doesn't like Larvestas? People with no common sense, that's what. But in just one level, BAM! Oh, come on! Like! That hurt. It's not quite dark yet, so... Ugh. You know what? I'll try this. I got a little bit of some time to kill. Okay, never mind. Ah! I was hoping to catch one here just for the thrill of it. Whoa! I see me in right there. There's our Lilligant. Have you lost a peddler? Alright. You just stay close. And let's not run into any unnecessary Pokemon. Best to make sure that... Whoa, hey, analog stick. Okay. You just come on over here. We don't need to cause any unnecessary attention. I just want to have a nice, normal little stroll. You still back there, buddy? Yes, you are. Ooh, nice choice. White apricorn. Okay, I'll take it. What are you? I can't get to it. Alright. Finally, Derek, you found Lilligant. Looks like they're both pretty happy to see each other. What do you think, Derek? I think they're gonna try to thank you. Huh? Is this some of the nectar from your flower, Lilligant? See you, Penelope. See you, Lilligant. Nice one, Derek. Now we've got some of Lilligant's nectar. Hopefully this nectar's sweet and sticky, just like Ushifu likes it. I definitely wouldn't call it very sticky. It's pretty watery. I don't think this is what you need, mate. But at least we did a good deed anyway. Come on, let's give Apple's nectar a try next. Why don't you walk with me for a change, Hub really needs to calm down a bit. Isaac, what are you doing? Oh, hello. Hello? There! It's an oplin! Oplin! No, wait! This is rotten! I don't see that oplin anywhere! But I'm sure it went rolling off this way. Dude, we gotta find that oplin! I wonder where we're supposed to go. Huh? Something wrong with that berry tray? Ouch! Now I'm gonna clutch you right in the head! I ran off again! Derek, is your head feeling a bit moist? It's got Apple's nectar on you. It must have given us the slip, but at least we still have gotten what we came for. But this Apple's nectar is sweet enough for Urshifu? Well, like they say, the proof is in the pudding, or the applin, so let's give it a try. I don't think you described it as sticky exactly. It's more like juice or something. Lick's nectar wasn't it? Apple's nectar wasn't it? The one really sticky enough to be the sticky honey that Urshifu loves. Come to think of it, there aren't really honey at all, are there? I was thinking nectar and honey were the same thing, but I was looking for plants and flowers. But I was just barking up the wrong tree. Whoa, Bennebeat! I don't see one of those every day. It's cute looking, right? But it can't produce a really thick, gooey poison inside its body, making it pretty dangerous. That's it! I was stuck on Pokemon that produce nectar. But what we really need is Pokemon that uses that sort of nectar to produce something else. You just noticed? Yes! And when it comes to a Pokemon that collects and stores up lots of nectar to make honey, well, the answer's obvious, right? Beehive Pokemon. No, sheep! No, that'd be Wooloo. It might eat grass, but it can't produce honey. The Beehive Pokemon we've got to be the answer. I'm sure of it this time. And perhaps the credit is the Beehive Pokemon, right, Derek? Have you ever seen one? If we're talking about the Isle of Armor, I think we should find something island shaped like a honeycomb over near the Blue Tower. Now that we know where we're going, I'm off. Don't make me wait, Derek. How are you gonna get there? I'm the one with the upgraded bike, you idiot! You know what? No. Wait, no! God! I didn't want that! I'm connected to the internet. Ugh. I didn't actually want that. There we go! Cheapers. Okay. So, the place where we need to go is right over here. Huh? No. No. Okay, but seriously, how did you get here before I did? There you are, Derek. Glad you could finally make it. I seen loads of Coonbee around, but no sign of Vespucun so far. But they're the ones that have sticky honey. Huh? I brought a Power Bolt detector from Sonia. But why's it going off now? Is it reoriented to this tree here? Something's gotta be out, Derek. I think we should check it out. Before we do anything else. Breezy, I think it's about time we make you a little bit more useful. What is happening now? We shook the beehive too hard! Here it comes! We're on our own on this one! Check it out! We have a Vespa Quid! Alright. Alright, Vespa Quinn. It's time that we took this upwards. Commencing Dynamax Evolution. Gigantamax Ball. Set. And launch! Now roar! Max Lightning Fire! Yeah! And there's plenty more where that came from. Uh-oh. Alright. Why don't we try something a little bit more useful? Now ball, boom! So that's how it's gonna be, huh? Max Hailstorm, drop! Yeah! That'll hurt it. Uh-oh. That was a critical! Oh wait, no! Never mind! It's because it boosts its attack stat! I beg your pardon? Okay, have we calmed down? Honey that Dynamax is the best produces. Adding this honey to Max Up makes it taste very smooth. It also has the same effects as a Max Revive. I sure wasn't expecting a Dynamax Vespiquen to come swooping out to attack us. I'm too shocked to even think of joining you in that battle. That is some seriously sticky honey. I'm sure it's a certain something Urshifu loves. It seems like the honey was setting off my power spell detector too. The max motions in this honey you can find here on the Isle of Alma. They both seem to have some kind of tie to Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing. There's tons we don't know yet about it. So there's tons of research and just waiting to be done. Come on, let's go to the thing you were looking for. So let's head back to the dojo you at once. Again, thanks for ditching us, buddy. Alright. Welcome back, my wandering Wooloo. Oh, and what is that sweet scent I detect? Wafting through the air around you. That be the moxa honey that Urshifu loves to the max. We got our hands on a nice hole of it. Did you now? Already? You put me and Derek on it, old man. There's nothing the two of us can come to together. You did a real bang-up job finding that max honey with hardly a hint from me. Very nicely done, Derek, and our little hook too. You didn't forget for a second what that certain something was, did you? If we add that max honey to our max soup, Even Shifu wouldn't want a sip. Well, it's been unreal, Derek. But I think you've learned just about everything the Master Dojo has to teach you. Which means that you and I can finally have a proper battle with absolutely no holding back. I could use a bit of training if I'm going to be ready for what's to come after all. I won't be pulling any punches this time, kiddo. If you think you're really ready for me, when I'm serious, then come to the battle court out back. But the master when he's serious, that's seriously terrifying. He's the one who taught Lee all he knows. So Moses got the one wicked strong trainer. Of course he is. Steal your spirit for serious battle, Derek. I guess I better start getting serious about the research I came here to do too. Good luck with your things, Derek. I'm sure you'll manage, like you always do. I'll come dashing right back to catch that battle, though, if you do try to make our master mustard. And Hopper just stands there like the moron that he is. And I think, for this very last battle, or for this last thing to do for this episode, I think it's about time that we take up on him this old man's offer. And I'm gonna warn you, this guy ain't no pushover. Just like from one of the towers. This guy's no pushover. You'll see why in just a moment. Woohoo! Are you ready for another battle with little old me? That's what I want to hear. Then let's mosey on over to the battleground. You know, I've been thinking more and more these days about how fortunate we were to have you join the dojo. Even if it was by mistake at first. I can't thank you enough, Derek. It's been a while since I've been so excited. I can even feel my blood burning and my heart just dancing with anticipation. I just can't resist a battle against a worthy opponent, no matter how old I get. Now then, let's get things going. This is the most fun time in the world. Our final fight against Master Mustard! His first Pokemon! Mean Shao, level 68, fighting heat type, inner focus for the ability. Fake out, close combat, blaze kick, U-turn. It's been a while since I faced such a strong opponent. My blood's boiling here. Time to see exactly what all this training has made of you. Never mind, he's at level 73. Don't know how much of things are different for this case, but maybe there was something that I might have overlooked or something, but oh well. Guess it doesn't really matter much at this point, but I do believe his Pokemon will remain the same. Aha! I see you can use your fundamental down, Pat, but that alone won't cut it. I like this guy. Because he knows what's what. Ah! Okay. So I'm just gonna take a guess on this one in terms of level-wise. But I actually have a good feeling over what it is. Wakong, come on out here. Long Trade, level 73, pure electric type with Intimidate for the ability. Wild Charge, Crunch, Psychic Fang, and Play Rough. Yep, I was correct. You may have lowered my attack stat, but I'll lower your defense. Go for the drum beating. this fight is actually a little bit more easier than I anticipated because I thought that his levels would be much higher than this. I guess it was something I accidentally overlooked, but oh well. No one's perfect. Alright. Now on to his Pokemon that are starting to become a little bit more of a challenge. Corviknight, level 74, Flying Steel type, unnerved for the ability. Iron Head, Brave Bird, Light Screen, Body Press. I'm just guessing this right off the bat, and I think, from what I have in my notes, it's actually for Pokemon that are 5 levels higher. Yeah, maybe it was something that I overlooked from before, but oh well. Ah, boy. Well, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me! Let me even be a reminder. A single slip could cost you everything. Is it bad to say that he's pretty much doing that very same situation for when he's pretty much crippling his own Pokemon, even though he took a lot of damage from that? Probably just me. Alright. Alright. Next up, it's gonna be Lycanroc. Level 75 with Pure Rock type with Keynight for the ability. Stone Edge, Excel Rock, Play Rough, Stealth Rock. Alright. I have a hunch what you're gonna go for. I want to do this real quick. Hoping for a burn. Yes, it did. No! Ouch! Okay, in all seriousness, though, seems like victory smiles on me today. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I immediately thought today that you were going to do the Stealth Rock. Because you should have Stealth Rock as your move. Don't never mind. Doesn't matter. I still kicked his ass. Alright. Next up. I consider this to be probably his hardest Pokemon. In a sense. Sure. I want to give my Pokemon a chance to shine, all 6 of them. So we'll see. Oh, come on! Level 75! Dragon Biting type with Soundproof for the ability. Clanging Scales, Flash Cannon, Aura's Field, Calangerous Soul. And the question is, am I gonna be faster than you? Yes, I am. Yeah! Uh-oh. Yeah! I'm kind of making this guy to be a joke. But that's all going to be going away pretty soon because his last Pokemon, Urshifu, level 80. In this case, it would be a fighting dark type with Unseen Fist for the ability. With Wicked Blow, Close Combat, Iron Head, Poison Jab. If you chose the Tower of Darkness, this one would be reversed. It would be fighting Water type with Surging Strike in place of Wicked Blow. My skills are only getting sharper. Try to get the captain by my might. Alright. Here we go. Now, become the gigantic fist that breaks your opponent, as one should smash through a border. Commencing Dynamax Evolution. Gigantamax Ball. Set. And launch. Now roar. This is gonna hurt. So, Urshifu! will have a signature Gigantamax form. This one in particular will be that of a red and white appearance, whereas his other form will be a white and blue appearance. Not a bad gimmick. I actually kind of like that. But this is gonna hurt. And don't let this anything fool you. This thing's tough. Alright. I'm gonna go for the drum beating. Pray and yes! Uh-oh. 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 I didn't think this part through. I did not think this part through! At least I was fast enough for it. Okay, this is actually a little bit bad. Okay. I know what I need to do. It may be stupid, but I have to do it. And now, you're back to normal. Let me go first. Oh no! Oh no! I thought I was fast enough. Ugh. Okay, I will admit, I'm scared. I'm actually a little bit scared now. Okay. Let's go for the Night Skull Crash. Luck be a lady tonight. Oh no! Oh boy. You know, I'm kind of surprised you're not really using your signature move on me. Okay. Okay. Happy thoughts. Get my sanity back. Heart, you're awesome. Phew. Strength abs and... Wow, that was quick. I didn't get to see the rest of that. One moment you grasp it, then the next it slips from your hands. But the strength you now have, the strength that let you defeat me, it is unwavering. Congratulations from the bottom of my heart. 60,000 on the nose. I held absolutely nothing back, and yet you still defeated me. The apprentice surpasses his master. A true moment of pride for the master. You deserve a very special lead card from me. Seems I'll have to redo my own training from scratch. What did I hear about? You actually lost? Ha! So you all came! You know what counters as seeing you get all serious about battle? You cheeky thing. You look utterly dashing, darling. Oh, but look at me getting all distracted. You are amazing, Derek. Looks like we'll need to have some max soup tonight to celebrate. I knew you weren't just a new student. I think I'll call you a master newbie from now on. Well, I'm not surprised one bit, Derek. I knew you'd win. Derek. I guess I should congratulate you. But I won't. Why should I celebrate anything to do, huh? Still, that cleared up a lot. You're strong enough to beat the master going all out. I never stood a chance. But the next time I face you, I'll take you on fair and square, and I won't lose, you'll see. Are you sure? You're damn infuriating! You know that? Almost as bad as I am. Well, I think she's aware of her own flaws. Well, that wraps up the last of the training here at the Master Dojo. Oh, back to normal. Oh, back to normal, huh, Master? Derek, I hope you'll come by and have more battles with me from time to time. And make us both stronger. Just so we're ready for when the time comes. Oh, don't worry, you'll find out what I'm talking about eventually. Anyway, let's all head back, shall we? Like one big family. And that's it! That is the end of the Isle of Armor! We've pretty much just done everything we could potentially do at this point. Restricted sparring. How does that work? Restricted sparring is a training course that's restricting the type of Pokemon you can use. Select the type first, then battle using up to 3 Pokemon of that type. No duplicate Pokemon or items are allowed. If you can win 5 times in a row, you'll complete the training. However, if you lose even once, the sparring will end there. You can restore your Pokemon between battles, but only twice in total. So use your opportunities very wisely. That is all. I'm not really going to worry much about it at this point, but I'm thinking, how are my Pokemon doing? Full health. Okay. So, then I'm thinking, how many max mushrooms do I even have? Because I know I collected a little bit. I guess I don't have enough. That's okay, I'll probably find more of it later on. But, now that we're done with that, we're gonna end things off right here. Are we done with the game, though? We are not done yet. Because there is but 2 more things that this game has to offer us. And one of them I actually kind of forgot about up until recently. There is but a lone fight that we have forgot to do here in Galar. And that is at the back of where the 6th gym is at. So, next time we do that fight, then we'll come back here to the station. As if there is something else that's going to be waiting for us that's now accessible. Actually been accessible from the beginning, but now we can see it as a full extent, alright? See you guys then.